What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
This is not
Not
another damn podcast
another damn podcast.
presented by
Our damn selves.
Arco 385.
Oh, wow. Okay.
385, kid. Yeah. Knocking on 400. Yeah. We should try to do something for 400. We try to take this thing to the next level and shit. Yeah. There you go. We got to take it to we got to next level that shit. Level up, as Sierra would say. Yeah. We got to level up. Level up, level up. So I'll
Yeah.
work on that. Yeah. I'll work on 400. Like, what we going to do? We got to do
Yeah,
something.
we got time. We got time. So yeah,
Mm,
gotta put in that work.
okay. I'm feeling good today. Fell back. Got that extra hour. Yeah, when you get our age, it's like you need that extra hour. It's like,
I remember it was a time when I was in my 20s and I would love going to daylight saving time. Like, well, I get an extra hour at the club. Now I'm like,
yeah.
I went to bed like at 9, I want to say last night. So
Back in
I
my
was so
prime, back
tired.
in my prime, yeah, I'm like the old man yelling at the cloud now. But in my prime days, like my prime radio days, I would look
Mhm.
at that too, like especially if I was because at one point I was doing the live broadcast every Saturday. I'm going back in my history now from the lick. Yeah. Like shout out to Kimmy Kim and then Tony and
Mhm.
them. It's like I was the guy, the lit guy. So I get that extra hour on those Saturdays, like yeah, the Saturday night Oz live from the Oz Radio live from the lick. Yeah, we get that extra
I
hour on
probably
them
was at a couple of those.
because I was the
I get
guy.
some
Like,
extra club time.
I would draw them in. Like I'm not being braggadocious, but I was able to talk them in the building. Yeah, even had the big dog show up before like Jay Allen showed because he heard me like, yeah, you need to be here. Like Jay and his boy pulled up one night on me. I was like, oh, Jay, I got Jay Allen out on a Saturday night and shit. Like, so I must be doing something right. Like that's how live I had that shit sounding on the radio.
Hmm.
Even Jay pulled up on me before.
And now I'm like, yeah, gonna get this extra sleep.
Yeah,
Gonna do this. Woke up refreshed and actually woke up cleaning. That's how I woke up. I woke up cleaning the house. I'm like, I feel inspired to clean. Let me just clean.
I woke up relatively early because you you get up in the middle of the night and it's like an hour earlier than you thought. Like I thought it was 4, it was really 3 or some shit like that. It's like,
Hmm.
so then I was like, I'm going back to bed. It's like I woke up in the middle of the night and like so that's right, we fell back. I had forgotten till we were falling
Because I
back.
woke up and I woke up around the time and then I watched a couple of videos on my phone and then I went back to sleep. And then when I woke back up, it was like maybe like 5:30-ish, near 6. So I'm like, okay, really it's like 7, but I'm like, let me go ahead and get up and let me start cleaning. So I went and I started cleaning.
That's good. At least you were
Yeah.
productive. Yeah.
So I was productive because I'm like, these kids,
You're
these kids,
cheering, we'll say.
these cheering mess up things. So I had a conversation with them about, hey, when you see stuff, you see something on the floor, just pick it up and throw it away. You know it doesn't belong there.
Exactly. You
And I
see,
bought my
you
recycling
see
bags off of
that you see
Amazon.
that crap on the floor. Yeah.
I got my
Y'all,
recycling bags now. So now we start the kids with recycling. So now they get a kick out like, recycling. Like, okay, this is plastic. Put in the plastic bag. Oh, this is glass. Put in the glass bag. So I got them
that's
with
cool.
their recycling. So I'm doing my part to, recycle and help Mother Earth. I'm doing my part now. So
That's a rabbit hole I'm not ready to go down right now. I did watch some YouTube videos about the recycling industry. So wait, but good job.
I'm trying to do my part. I'm trying to do my part.
Yeah,
Trying to be better.
I don't feel like
That's all you care to do is just
I
try to
want
be
to
better
be.
than you were
I want to.
yesterday.
I want to be the wizard. I don't want to be the Tin Man today. Like my 10 foot. I want to be the 10. No, Baron. Yeah, the colors is like, oh, well, should I be here? We go. Like, if I'm going 10, man, I'm gonna do that. You ain't got to
Lots of
slide,
oil.
you ain't got to slide no oil to me. If I only had a heart, damn it. But we'll start with the big story. Let's get right into it. Yeah. Young Thugger. We got to start with Young Thug. I know you heard what's going on, the latest on Young Thug. It's like
Okay.
we ended last week on Dirk. It's like, and this kind of like segues into that. Dirk, Dirk is like, look, like he's like the old lady in the church on the Shirley Caesar.
And it's time
Look,
because it's Thanksgiving. We're approaching Thanksgiving, so it's time for that.
a little, Dirk was watching. It's like, okay, yeah, because Young Thug he took a plea deal.
Hmm.
Very interesting. Some interesting conditions on this plea deal he took in Atlanta. The YSL trial, for those that have been living under the rock the last 2 years, is like the biggest trial probably in Atlanta history. It's like this thing has been huge. It's like, but Dirk took that plea deal. You need no Brown. That shit is like,
Oh,
yeah.
you said who? Thug?
I mean, yeah, the Thug. Dirk is still on my mind. Thug took that plea deal in Atlanta. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Hey, I mean,
He Nino Brown this shit, yeah. He said, like, yeah, Kareem Akbar, he's the real leader of the YSL. It's like somebody needs to fucking do that, like how they did with Diddy and Jay-Z, and he need to put Young Thug's face on Nino Brown and then dub YSL over the CMB. It's like
yes.
and then rat out one of the lower members of fucking he's the real leader of the YSL.
I
But
mean,
yeah. But here's the conditions. At first, it sounds severe, but when you break it down, it's like he really did Nino Brown this shit. At first, like he got a sentence of 40 years. I'm like, okay, that's a lot and shit. It's like, but when you break it down, it's like the first 5 years he got the first 5 years he commuted to time served with 15 years of probation. So it's like 20 years of like is what he actually has to serve, but 15 years of it is probation, and they already gonna do 5 years for the time served. And then the other 20 years, if he stays out of trouble for the second 20 years. So basically, Dirk got no, I mean, Dirk, why keep saying Dirk? Basically, Young Thug got no jail time and shit, basically. It's okay, it's 40 years, like, it's like the first five you got to serve with 15 years probation after that. If you get through that 15 out of trouble, then you don't have to serve. Then we'll commute the other 20 years. They said, but we're gonna count the time you served as the 5 years. So so Young Thug Nino Brown the shit out of
so
that.
he has served the 5 years already, or he's still serving?
They counting what is the time he served as the 5 years. It's like the time he's been in, they saying that counts as the 5.
Yikes! So that was 5 years already. Wow.
It probably wasn't a full 5, but they say basically count his time served as the 5 year. It might have been like closer to 2 or 3 or something like that. He might have
Damn.
been half of that. Let's say 2.5, whatever.
Damn.
But Young Thug basically he got out and shit. Like, I said, he Nino Brown that shit. Remember Nino only got a year and shit. Like after all
Now
this,
don't go back to jail and do something stupid now.
right?
Don't get caught up
Yeah, he got a long way to go too, because like that's gonna be 20 years of he gotta be choir boy.
on your P's and Q's.
Choir boy.
Not,
Let's read the conditions of
not
this.
even so much as a traffic ticket. You don't even
Oh,
get a
we're gonna
traffic
talk about
ticket.
it. Yeah, yeah. We talk about the 40 years. Like I said, he must serve 20, but 15 for that probation, and then 5 that already counted. So he basically
Hmm.
is free. He must stay away from the metro Atlanta area for the first 10 years of probation. So he can't even set foot in Atlanta for 10 years. So
No
he
Magic
got
City.
yeah. So no Magic City, no lemon pepper wings with Lou Williams. So shout out Lou Williams. So yeah, no Trey Young, no our Hawks games or nothing. You can't. It's not a
No
bad thing.
no
Not a bad thing.
Coca-Cola.
Not a
No
bad thing. The
Coca-Cola
Hawks suck.
tour.
Exactly. Yeah.
The bottling plants there,
Yep.
Coca-Cola.
No Atlanta, no Falcons games. It's like none of that. Got to stay the hell away. No dirty birds, right? Stay the hell away from Atlanta for the first 10 years of probation. Exact exceptions, except for weddings, funerals, graduations, or serious illnesses of family member.
Yeah, that's like,
Yeah,
somebody
post
gets sick.
family stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you got a
Or,
family we're getting married or one that died, yeah, graduating, like so. That's for
okay.
specific circumstances like that. Only times he can set foot in Atlanta. Got to
Oh,
be
that
that.
is a good exception that it gives because like if you just come and it's like, okay, my mom is dying, so I came
Yeah.
and go
On
see
a
my mom,
deathbed. So yeah, yeah. Or she just
Okay.
died. Like, can I attend her funeral? Can I properly
Right.
like that? Yeah.
Okay, well that's good that they did allow for that. Okay.
Yeah. And then it said the judge also ordered him to return to the Atlanta area 4 times a year during his probation to make an anti-gang, anti-gun violence presentation at a school or community organization. So he could do like this part of his community service. He also got 100 hours of community service. So you got to come
Okay.
back 4 times a year to basically do some good in the hood.
To
That's what
talk
it's,
to the kids.
yeah, talk to the kids about not doing dumb shit. Yeah. Don't be a fuck up like me. That
Don't
should
be me.
yeah, fuck up like
Right.
me. That should be the conversation. Don't fuck up. Don't get banned from your hometown like I just did. That should be like what that should be what he
That shit
says.
crazy.
Says also, and this is the most important, which he's also not allowed to associate with any gang members or victims or other defendants in the case. So, like, stay away from all of them niggas. You know what shit based. It got two exceptions. His brother, obviously, because no, it's family right there.
His
You know,
family, yeah.
can't tell people to stay away from their family. It's like, yeah,
Right.
we got brothers that have done dumb shit. It's like one of them was a huge Chili Peppers fan. I'm not staying away from my brother. Just because my brother did dumb shit, I'm not gonna stay away from him. So one was his brother, and the other one, interesting to have, is Gunna. I guess because of the contractual obligations, because they under the same record label. So
Oh, okay. Because I was like, Gunna. I'm like,
they've been Gunna if they
okay.
gotta, yeah, if they gotta do a song together, I guess, yeah.
Oh, okay. Because they have the
Because they are like,
contractual
yeah,
agreement.
because the
Yeah, okay.
contract, yeah. So that's the only two like the gang members he can associate with is his brother and Gunna. Is like rest of them niggas like nah, like Kareem Akbar,
Don't
all of them gotta go. It's like
don't get caught up. Don't have no guns because you can't have a gun.
only ones Nino can hang out with his Nino can hang out with his brother and then G Money and shit with his gun. All the rest of the CMB, you got like the Dutter Man, Keisha, Kareem Akbar. You can't hang out with none of them. It's like
But you can't do dumb things. Just
exactly.
you got the second chance. Like that's here's
Exactly.
my
Yeah.
thing.
It's gonna be a long 20 years because Young Thug is a huge knucklehead and shit. Just stay away from dumb shit. You can stay out of trouble for the next
And
20,
how old is the guy? How old is he?
33 years old. Yeah.
Okay, so you too grown to be doing dumb shit. Like I said, my thing is I give passes up to 25.
Yeah.
Past 25, it's like you too old. You too old for that shit past 25.
Yeah.
You're a full adult after the age of 25. You are.
Yeah. I think
So
the justice system in Atlanta was just over this shit because this trials just seems like it's been going on forever. For years, it feels like for me. It probably hasn't been, but it only feel like this trial been going on forever. I think they
and
were
then
just
we were in COVID. So like I mean
yeah.
COVID kind of made
I think
everything
I think they were just over it. Say, let's just
drag out too.
cut him a
So
deal. Let's just end this shit. It's like
I
they,
blame COVID still.
I think
Because COVID did just kind of make everything drag out, it felt like.
I think they finally were just over this shit. Let's cut him a fucking deal. Like I'm sick of seeing this nigga in court every day. Let's just cut him a deal. I think that's what the DA said. It's like I'm sick of seeing this nigga. Let's just cut him a deal. That's what I would have said if I was a deal.
But you got your second chance now, so do something constructive with it. Do something positive. Focus on bettering yourself.
Yeah.
Be
So
better than you were yesterday. That's all you can do. Be better than you were yesterday.
switching up is like, yeah, you can I'm sure you can make some music about other shit besides gang banging and shit. So I'm sure you can switch it up and shit.
Besides game banging, like Smokey said, smoking that snow. That was terrible.
Mm.
Yeah,
But
but let's do something constructive. So now where is he gonna live now? That's the question. I say don't even tell people, don't even disclose your location.
just
Just
vanish. Yeah, I wouldn't even
just vanish and just
disappear.
like don't post pictures of you like showing the bean and we know you're in Chicago. Like don't don't post any pictures.
Because then you got to deal with Dirk then.
Like just keep it mysterious. Like it's where's Waldo? Like where's Thug? Like where's he? Like where is he? No one knows.
Where's Thug? That's hilarious.
Where's Thug? Like just be where's Waldo? Just do that and
Or just
mind your business.
just troll like post like pics in front of like different iconics. Like be on like the Golden Gate Bridge one day and then be in front of the Statue of Liberty the next day. Be at the Bean the day after that.
Be at the arch.
in front of the Hollywood sign. Just start trolling. Just point like in front of Mount Rushmore. One day, okay, where's this dude living? Just don't post shit from Atlanta. Other than that, you good. Like,
Post with Kanye in Wyoming.
you hang out with Ye and shit. Yeah,
Wyoming, whatever.
yeah. I'll just start trolling and just start going to go to the Space Needle in Seattle like
Post
that.
New Orleans, the French Quarter.
Water, there you go. We'll
You
hang out.
heard me.
That's what I would just start doing shit like that, like
Post
different
South Beach, Miami.
spots and shit all over.
See, maybe we should be PR people. I don't know. Maybe that's where my calling should have been because
And then it'd be funny because then people be looking for, okay, where's the gonna be next? And shit, it'd become like a Where's Waldo for real. People be looking forward to where he's going.
so take some of my advice I just said. If you're listening, hopefully you listen to our podcast. So do the Where's Waldo. That's my suggestion to you.
I'm tagging his ass in this, so I'm gonna try to get him. I'm
Well,
tagging.
that's thug. Just
Yeah,
post the Eiffel Tower in Paris.
niggas in Paris for real. Let's go.
Shout out Gwyneth Paltrow.
Hang out with Gwyneth Paltrow and be niggas in Paris for real.
The Athens Greek, the the stadium.
Or the Roman Colosseum,
Yeah.
the Leaning Tower of
Over
Pisa, and all of that shit is like the
Going to
Louvre,
gondola in Italy.
the Louvre.
I want to go. I want to go and see the Louvre.
What's the name? Buckingham Palace and shit. Post in front of the pyramids in Egypt. Just go all over. Just post.
And then walk like an Egyptian in front of it.
Hang out with the fucking bangles and shit. Yeah. Walking like an Egyptian. Hey, posting Dubai and shit. I'll just be all over. Just like post.
Australia down under.
Hang out with a koala and shit. Yeah, and a kangaroo and shit.
And then hit the kangaroo like the guy with the hit the
Get
kangaroo.
knocked out and shit. Like Tyson hopefully doesn't do in that fucking Jake Paul
Yikes.
fight that's back on and shit.
Yikes. Damn. So when I saw that pop up in my Netflix feed, because I was watching the
It's
Dirty
like,
Pop.
because I was talking about that. I was like, whatever to that, Tyson must have quietly canceled that. I was
We
like,
were
he was supposed to fight in like July or
in
something.
July, it was supposed to be around the 4th of July. It was.
Tyson got sick and shit, so they postponed it indefinitely, and they just never mentioned it. So they just quietly canceled. Like Mike is probably just retired. They just
And
quietly.
we saw
canceled.
that. We were watching the Dirty Pop documentary, and we saw the ticker come up where it said live. And we were like, wait a minute, that fight's
Tyson,
back on?
Jake Paul. I'm like, oh, it's back on. Okay.
Oh, that fight's happening? Like, okay.
Yeah.
Guess
I
we'll
was
be
watching,
watching that.
I was watching the American Gladiators documentary. Shout out Gladiators. Yeah, I was watching a docu-series about American Gladiators on Netflix. That's when I saw it pop. I'm like, oh, okay. Mike Tyson and Jake Paul is back on.
Well, I guess I'll be watching it.
I just don't want Mike to
down.
get hurt. It's like I know a lot of Tyson fans our age like think that Mike gonna kill that boy. I'm like, Mike's older. Like he might
Mike
kill
is
him,
like-
but he's also very
He's also 60.
he's
so
60-year-old dude that
60.
just had some health issues and shit. It's like, I just don't want Mike to get hurt. Shit,
Yeah, we don't want to see our heroes fall. We don't like as a Gen Xer, you and a old ass millennial me. We don't like to see our heroes fall. We don't.
That's all. So hopefully this is it. Like, yeah, especially if he wins, just retire. Just like that's I'm officially retired.
And then we could do a movie about it. And he could do like how they I did it and then freeze frame.
Mike Tyson.
He's my fellow Cancerian. So, I support my fellow Cancerian there,
That's the era when I really was like probably the most into boxing was the Tyson era.
Mm-hmm.
I got into it a little bit before that, like the tail end of the Sugar Ray and like Tommy Hearns, all of that, and Hagler. Like that's when I first got into boxing. But like Tyson is when I was at my biggest fandom. I'll say
Tyson is my first memory of boxing.
Tyson is when I really was.
It's my first one.
This is it. Yeah.
Only reason I know Hearns is because of Martin.
I remember Hagler versus Hearns was the first fight I ever saw.
I only know it because of Martin. Because you guys didn't tell me. Oh, he's actually. I was like, oh, you guys like, oh, Hitman Hearns is on here because I didn't know who he was.
Hagler versus Hearns. Look that fight up. They beat the shit out of each other. It was like hard hitting There was a 3-round fight, but it was like hard hitting. No, it's like that's what Dad showed me that one. He had it on VHS. He showed me Hagler versus Hearns, and that's what I was like, okay, like yeah. And then I saw Sugar Ray fight Hearns and others. I was like, okay, yeah, this is boxing. It's like, yeah. And then when I saw Tyson, I'm like, I was all in by then. I was like, yeah, Tyson's a fucking man. Yeah. Until that Buster Douglas, we were watching live. Like, yeah, Dad, we watched
I
that.
know Dad got the fight. I remember.
Fight. Yeah. Had all of the fellas over and
Yeah,
shit.
all the guys. Because I know Mom and I were like in the back. I know like
Yeah,
we
y'all
were in
were
the
in the
back, I
kitchen,
think.
and then like Dad and all of his male relatives basically.
We were probably watching Dynasty or something like that.
Yeah.
Seems like we were watching Dynasty. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
Cagney and Lacey, I don't
I'm
know.
gonna go with Dynasty. We were probably watching Alexis Carrington. That's what we probably were doing.
Why I just said Cagney and Lacey.
Yeah.
That's a random 80s show there. That's like if you think of like random 80s shows, Cagney and Lacey, you gotta be near the top of
I
the
always go Dynasty because Dynasty is such an 80s
it's
show.
such an because it started 81, ended 89. It's such
I
an
always
80
go
show. They
Dynasty.
never rebooted it. It's like, yeah, Dynasty is such an 80s show. It's like, yeah, it's like
Which I had no business watching. Like my like 4 or 5 year old self had no business watching that. With my mom, but I
one of
watched it.
my mom wanted me to learn the theme to Dynasty because it was a trumpet lead on that. The
Hmm.
the theme, like
Yeah.
the trumpet. The trumpet lead. So
Yeah.
when I started playing, Mom so wanted me to learn that. I never did because I wasn't good yet. She had caught me later. Like if Dynasty was still on, like in my teens, I probably could have learned the song. Then when I actually
Yeah.
was serious about my music, but back then in the '80s, yeah, I sucked. So I tried it, and I was like,
Like, nah, that's out.
I'm like,
Nah, it's out of my range.
I like Bleak Gilliam at the end of Mo Better Blues. Like, sound like yeah, after Sam Jackson busted his mouth up, that's what I sound like trying to play Dynasty in the '80s. So I was like, yeah, this ain't working for me. But I did try to learn it. I just never did. Mom wanted me to learn Dynasty though.
Tyson be safe though.
Yeah, just don't get don't be Nate Robinson. That's all I want. Yeah. Because we ain't seen or heard from Nate Robinson since Jake Paul. Like he got memed by Jake Paul. He literally got memed and shit.
Oh, yeah.
And ain't been seen or heard from since and shit. So I don't want Mike to end up like that. That's all. That's
So
all
I
I
do like
ask.
the part that Netflix is doing now with these live. Like it's like, okay, Netflix is
I'm counting down to January because Monday Night Raw, January 4th, or January is
oh,
it the 4th or the 6th, I think. Well, I remember that day, January 6th. Easy to remember. Yeah. January 6th, Monday Night Raw goes live on Netflix. Yeah. They leave in
hmm.
USA, so they come into Netflix. Yeah. So that's huge. Yeah. Because like I guess with the NFL, like set the blueprint with the NFL on Thursday Night
The
Football
Thursday
on
Night
Amazon.
Prime, yeah.
Yeah, so they so now like streaming is like a real thing. So WWE like I think a $5 billion deal they got with Netflix is like so yeah, 5 bill with the B, $5 billion
I'm
deal to
in the
bring
wrong
Raw to
field.
Netflix. In January, I'll be watching it.
Because
So this Mike
he
Tyson, Jake Paul is probably a test run. Let's see how that goes to see like how live because they've never done live sports. They've done like some live comedy, like Chris
yeah, because
Rock,
they did Chris
Cat
Rock, Cat
Williams.
Williams,
They've
yeah.
done some live comedy, but this will be their first live sports
Mhm.
event. So they probably see how that goes, and then like Raw starts in January. So we
Yeah,
testing the waters.
I like it.
Yeah,
It just shows that we're
evolution.
going new places. Like streaming
I'm
is
I'm old enough to remember like when on TV for was a thing. So it was on TV and then cable became the thing. Then it just kept evolving like pay-per-view. I remember when pay-per-view was first brand
pay-per-view,
new and
yeah.
shit. Yeah. It's like and now yeah, we it's all streaming. Like that's where the industry is headed. It's
Mhm.
streaming. It's like yeah, that's the
So adapt or become extinct.
exactly.
That's the bottom line. Ask Blockbuster.
All right.
Could
Who could have bought Netflix
have
in like
bought Netflix.
2001 or something like that? They could have bought them out,
And
but
stop with the rumors. The last Blockbuster store in Oregon is not closing because I saw that floating around my timeline saying the last store is closing October 31st, and then their website say we're not closing October 31st. Like they're still
stop
very
the
much
cap.
open.
Stop the
I don't know
cap.
how the rumor got started, but whenever a rumor starts, it just goes. But they said no, it's not true.
Said stop
It's
the
not
cap,
true.
basically.
But it is just still one Blockbuster in Oregon. So
Yeah. What a difference. Blockbuster video. Uh what you got? Because I got a lot of shit. A lot of shit
Uh,
happened these last couple weeks. This last week has been a lot of shit. Yeah.
well, I just been running around like a chicken with my head cut off.
Well, I can
I'm
change.
just over this. I mean, it's like, I mean, we obviously know election is coming Tuesday,
Yeah.
obviously.
Oh,
So,
we gonna do a whole election thing. We gonna give me we will get there. We'll get
yeah,
there.
but
Let me pull up this story that I had. Yeah.
because that's just kind of like where I'm like, okay, I'm just. And then like, they put like somebody put like lawn signs on my like one of the Chicago board elected things put like
I'm ripping.
lawn signs like on my yard. And I'm like, I don't like to advertise. I'm not advertising nobody. I'm just not because I'm a
Yeah,
private.
don't put that shit in my yard. Yeah.
I believe that, your politics should kind of be, you shouldn't be all, because
Yeah.
let's be real, like, depending on who you follow, if you have that sign out on your yard and then your relative is against it, of whoever you have out there in your lawn, they're not going to come to your house for Thanksgiving.
Mm.
So,
We'll get there.
you know what I'm
We
saying.
we we we, we gonna talk about all that.
You know what I mean.
Well, let's talk about yeah. We talking about people you grew up fans of. Somebody I was a huge fan of. She was kind of Bay and shit. Was Shanice. I don't know. Have you heard about? Yeah. Well, you could. It's gonna hit you personally. Like she was diagnosed with breast cancer. Yeah.
I
She was
saw that blurb pop
good
up.
on Good
I
Morning
did.
America. She talked about it. Yeah. She had a double mastectomy. Yeah. So she got
Oh.
out in front of it. Yeah. So
Hmm.
like once she because she felt something in there, like early detection is key. She
Early detection is key.
and then once she got her mammogram and they saw that, yeah, that so she had the double mastectomy. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So
So
personal choice. I know some people opt to do other
yeah.
treatments or whatnot, but some people do the double mastectomy. Like Christine Applegate did hers.
Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie did hers.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's been women that have done when they just when
Hmm.
they saw it. You had a friend that did that. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I had a buddy that did her double
Double
mastectomy with her.
mastectomy. Yeah. So
Yeah.
like some women opt to do that. Yeah. Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But it is like you said, like it's like I said, obviously I'm still affected by it. I mean, I haven't like since I've had my bracelet on. Like I know people, it's past October. I'm just gonna wear this bracelet all the time. I'm not gonna take this
Yeah.
bracelet off.
It's personal for you. Yeah.
Like I'm just always gonna have my bracelet on now.
Perfect.
But yeah, obviously, like I said, double early detection is your key. If you didn't have a history of breast cancer, then you start at like 40 with your mammograms. I remember, like I said, when I got my first one, I was terrified because my dear friend had just got diagnosed with breast cancer. So when she got, because that was her first mammogram. So when she went and then she got the news
Found
that she
her.
had breast cancer,
Yeah.
I
And
was terrified
now
because I
you
was
want
like,
like yeah, like my
oh
whole
shit, I was terrified. Yeah.
happened. It's like yeah, yeah,
Like the whole time I was just like, I was so nervous. And then, but I appreciate my tech girl. She was so sweet. My tech girl was so nice and she eased my nerves and she was very gentle with me. She made it very comfortable because it's like, I can be semi-graphic. It's not a comfortable thing. Like you're putting your breast in a machine, they're smashing it down. Like
yeah.
your breast is being
I've,
crushed in a
I've
machine.
heard
So
that
it's
what
not a comfortable feeling. It's not the worst feeling in the world, but it's uncomfortable, is what I would use to describe it.
yeah,
But with any check or whatever, like I hear that doing the prostate exam for men is
oh,
uncomfortable.
yeah, that sucks.
Obviously, I can't say because I'm not a man, but from what men have said, it's like it's an uncomfortable feeling, but it's an important thing because unless you get your exams and get your checks, you're not going to know what's
We
going
just
on in
talked
your
about
body.
DJ Clark Kent last week. We just saw he died of prostate cancer. So
Mhm.
he probably didn't get his screening. Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you're not going to know. So, and Like these diseases, especially cancer. Cancer is the worst type of like because it just comes in. It's like
and
it is something that just sneaks into your
and
body.
there's no cure for it. That's what
It
sucks.
sneaks into your body and then it just
Yeah,
takes over and just it's like if a virus gets into your computer and just destroys your computer. It's like that. It just gets in you and it just
yeah,
it's an awful thing to get. So I wouldn't wish anybody to like have to go through that. I wouldn't because it's an awful thing for anybody to go through. But um your checks are important, your checkups, exploring like all type of treatments, whether it be if you want to do something more herbal, more natural, like exploring all your options, exploring things.
yeah.
Because on the outside, you could be, oh, I feel fine. I look good. I look young for my age. I look good. I feel fine. But it's like,
We said we how many people were we that like Chadwick Boseman, just nobody knew he was had cat. Virgil Abloh, nobody knew he had it. DJ Clark Kent is like these are people we didn't know that are some of the celebrities that just when they just died of cancer. You're like, I didn't even know they had it. It's like
because Chadwick was like the shocking one because it's like he, like all his movies that he did, pretty much he had cancer in all his movies that he pretty
yeah,
much, he was fighting cancer.
yeah,
Endgame, he was fighting cancer.
yeah. Was probably getting chemo and then headed straight to the set. Probably shit like that he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because like one video I saw with them, like when they were doing a Q&A, and like now it means like a whole different thing because like in the Q&A you could see him just kind of
Yeah.
like he was like just like the way he like was fighting to keep his eyes open. And Vision, the actor who played Vision, was like he was like, "You good?" You know, you could see him like asking. He was like, and he was like, you know, he like kind of like played it off, and then he like, "I'm just checking." He was like, "You good?" You know, he just kind of was checking in on him. But on survey, like, oh, he's bored. It's like, no, he's actually exhausted because he probably just had chemo right before that and
Yeah.
he's exhausted. But he kept that private.
Hmm. But yeah, I'm glad Shanice caught it early. Yeah, so she
Hmm.
got the double mastectomy in there. So she looked good. Like I said, I saw on Good Morning America. She looked
Hmm.
good. She looked happy and everything. That yeah.
And
So
we love her
mine
smile.
was fine. Still there. But she did say that too, like she's like, yeah, when I found out I had cancer, like, yeah, no, everybody knows me. I love your smile, but I lost my smile after that. She said that
Um,
she said she but she got it back now. She
but
had to
hopefully,
tell
like I said, like we got it back because I like watching her TikToks because the girl can still sing.
how was that
She can still sing.
how was
She
that
can. Like when she does her TikToks and then she just shows off her vocals. It's like you don't have to do them like that. Shutting down these girls of today. You don't gotta do them like that.
so that's good news for Miss Shanice. Let's get into the political shit now. It's like we in the final countdown. My bad boy Piston fans, yeah. You're a fan of the bad boy. Well, if you're a fan of the bad boys, fuck you. But if you're a fan of the bad boys, then you know that. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I still take it personal. I don't care. Like, that was that many years ago. I don't care. My
I
introduction to
love
basketball,
how Michael and Isaiah still don't like each other.
they're
Like almost
60 and they
40
still are
years
feuding.
later. I like how they keeping the energy though.
This 60-year-old man still feuding.
I like they still don't fuck with each other. I like them be like, yeah, Isaiah, yeah. I like she's like, yeah, you kept me off a dream team. Like, fuck Michael. I still like how they keep the energy. Yeah.
Bad boy through and through. Isaiah from the West Side, though. That's West Side, West Side.
West Side. That's all that is. Yeah. That's
He West Sided.
but
But yeah, we don't mess with bad boys. That was my introduction to basketball, and yeah, that's why I still don't like them.
all right, where do we start with this? Because we can it's all kinds of
Well,
directions.
I'll start fun before we go into the goofy stuff.
I'll let you yeah.
I did watch the cold open online this morning. Like I said, 'cause when I woke up early, I watched the
Maya Rudolph and Kamala Harris. I
that
didn't
was
watch it.
good.
I saw it pop up. I didn't get to watch it
It
though.
was really
I was watching
good
a whole
because
lot of other shit. I didn't get to watch that.
I watched it because I'm like, I said I want something lighthearted. So let me watch it light where they're making fun of everybody. They make fun of everybody on Saturday Night Live. So it's not just one side. Everybody gets made fun of. They're equal,
The
making
show been on 50 years. They've been doing this for 50
they're
years.
equal people to make fun of everyone. They mock all
Since
politicians.
the
They do.
70s. They've been probably since Jimmy Carter. They've been
Jimmy
making
Carter.
it's like they've been making fun of presidents going back to the Carter administration. It's like maybe the Ford administration. I don't know. Like I wasn't I'm not that old. It's like, but definitely the Carter. No, they did
Definitely the
some
Carter
Jimmy Carter.
administration.
No, they did some Jimmy Carter impressions on that show and shit. Show been on
But it
since
was good watching
75 and
them.
shit. Damn it.
It was good watching them because when they switched and when they started showing Kamala because they were sitting like she was sitting in front of the mirror, so it was like they were like reflection. You know how like when they do like the TV shows where like the person is talking to themselves and it's showing like their inner thought. So
Yeah.
Kamala was like Maya's inner thought when she was like sitting in the mirror talking to herself. So that's how they did that. So it was like a cool thing. And then, I just like the mannerisms because she was doing all she has her mannerisms down to a T. Maya, if Maya doesn't get an award, she needs to get an award for that because Maya
Yeah,
is
Alec
awesome.
Baldwin won an award, an Emmy for playing Trump.
Maya needs an Emmy for that.
He won one for playing Trump. So
Because you could see like when the audience first started going crazy when they showed Kamala and then the audience just started cheering and then she like broke character a little bit because she started laughing and then Maya started like laughing too. She started like giggling, keeping up with like her mannerisms. She started like she started doing like the stuff like her. So and they look like they want to both fangirl over each other. Like the way they were looking, they look like they wanted to just like they probably like it's like birthday because who doesn't love Maya? Everybody loves Maya Rudolph. Maya Rudolph is awesome. I would fangirl over Maya Rudolph. She's awesome. But I just wanted to get the fun stuff out because I'm like, okay, because we know we're in this final countdown. And if you haven't early voted, it's still this much time to early vote, but the lines are probably, well,
really, yeah,
I don't think
one more day of some
you
early.
got one more day. But the election is Tuesday. Vote, use your voice, vote for what matters to you. I can't stress that enough. Vote for what matters to you, for
Okay.
your personal situation, for you, what affects you.
Let's talk about the big news that happened with all of this shit. Is like the Trump rally at the Madison Square Garden is where the latest round of dumb shit started on all this. It's like it's comedian I never heard of. I was trying to get his name. Is it Tony Hinch, Cliff, whatever? I never even heard of this guy and shit. Yeah.
He's a comedian.
Apparently he's a roaster. He's like that. Jeff Ross is the guy. Is that his? He's like one of those roast comedians. So
Okay, like a
so he says offensive shit. Basically, is what I'm saying. Like, so why would you even book this dude for the rally? Like, not knowing what's gonna come out
day,
of his
day,
mouth.
days before the election.
Yeah, like and your final countdown is like you said, is like you on the home stretch. We deep into the fourth quarter now. In sports, we deep
It's
into the fourth
it's
quarter.
like 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we deep into the fourth quarter at this point. It's like yeah,
And the game has been a back and forth game where like you'll tie, one person hits a three, then you come down, you get fouled, you make the shot, you make the
y'all are
free throw, now you're
trading
tied again.
y'all are trading baskets slash touchdowns at this point.
Yeah,
That's where we at now. That's where the game is
you're
at.
trading baskets. And especially now in this stage, because it's like pretty much with the states that you know that are blue or red, it's like, okay, I'm not worried about those because I know I got that. But these battleground states, these
Battleground,
swing
which is
states,
about seven of them, I think now. I think it's about
these
seven
swing states are what's going to be what determines your election.
disarming the election. So
Because you're not
basically,
going
yeah,
to You're not
basically,
going to steadily be talking in Illinois like Illinois is a blue state. Even though it's a lot of red down south, but Chicago makes it
Cook
blue.
County dominates.
Chicago makes it blue.
But
So you're not going to steadily be, hey, Illinois. It's like, okay, they,
you see
you
them
go, okay.
staying in Michigan and Pennsylvania and play. You see them staying in places like that and shit. Yeah, that's where
Yeah.
all the rallies. Most of the rallies are happening in those areas like that.
Yeah. The swing states because
Yeah,
they can flip.
yeah. But the guy, yeah, the fucking comedian who I never heard of, by the way. Yeah,
Comedian.
yeah.
You
He
can put
makes a
air
joke.
quotes.
He says, yeah, right now is a big floating mass of garbage in the ocean. Is like, which you really the garbage patch is what they call it. Yeah, you know,
Hmm.
He said, and it's called Puerto Rico. He's making a Puerto Rico joke.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like, yeah. So so that obviously didn't land. Like even the people in the building was like it barely got a
And
laugh
you
and
did
shit.
this in New York. It's a lot of Puerto Ricans in New York, so
Barely got a laugh and shit. That shit.
it's a
But
lot.
as soon as he said this shit, Trump and them immediately distanced himself from that guy. Like, yeah, well, bro, the views and the fucking opinion of this fucking guy we never heard of do not reflect the views of the Trump administration. They immediately like distanced himself from him, like pretty much right after he said the joke and shit.
Not us.
So, pretty much right after he said this shit. Like, and of course, like all of like Puerto Rican Hollywood came out and shit after that.
I saw Fat Joe. I saw
That
Rosie
joke.
Perez.
Jennifer Lopez, Bad Bunny, like pretty much all of them endorsed Kamala after that shit. Like, and
Bruno
all of them
Mars,
had
where you
been
at?
pretty much quiet. It's like
Bruno Mars, isn't he a quarter? I think he's a quarter Puerto Rican.
anything I don't know. I know those other ones. You
I think
definitely,
he's a quarter Puerto Rican.
of
I
course,
think.
leading the charge of all of that was AOC and shit. Like she's like
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
the voice of all of that shit.
Oh yeah. AOC, she going,
Yeah, she was leading the charge. But then, let's go back to our sports references. Like this football is like, okay, Trump they just fumbled the ball and shit, and when Harris recovered and shit. It's like, but then Biden, their quarterback, immediately comes back and throws an interception right away. Shit is like what he did, because then he comes out as like he calling people Puerto Rican. If anybody is garbage is your supporter is the Trump. But remember that's half the country. It's like 80 million people voted for this motherfucker in 2020. So now like the Trumps are saying, oh, you call it we garbage now and shit like, oh, you calling us garbage.
oh, here's the thing I say to Biden. Biden,
He immediately threw an interception.
Biden, say less. Like black people would say less.
Because that was the one. It's okay, like the Puerto Rican thing that's gonna swing the election until Biden threw that interception, right? He what's the name, Russell Wilson, that shit in the Super Bowl. On second and goal, he threw an interception and shit. That's a 2 yard line
So
and
that's
shit.
why you just turn the ball over, like you immediately turn it back over.
Dribble off of your foot or some shit like that. It goes out of bounds and shit.
Or
Or you
somebody passes to you and
backcourt violation,
they
that
pass
shit.
to nobody.
Yeah, you passed to nobody and shit.
You do a chest pass to nobody.
Acting a fool and shit on the yeah, you immediately like gave it back and shit. So now like all of that momentum you had just built up because of this dumb comedian, like now all of the MAGA immediately came back as like us. And Trump like being like the ultimate troll and shit and all
Of
of it.
course, he fans flames. He
At
doesn't.
his very next rally and shit, he shows up. He pulls up in a fucking garbage truck with Trump 2024 on the side, wearing his little orange vest and all that. And he did the whole fucking speech his rally wearing the orange vest and all that.
Well,
We're not garbage and all that.
well, yeah. Well, years ago, Sesame Street did do a thing with Grump.
Grunt. Oh, okay. I gotta look up that shit.
They did that years. This was like years and years and years ago, like way back.
Back
And
when
then
people still like Donald Trump probably.
and Grump was like the head of like he was like the ultimate trash man. And when he came out, all the Oscar grouch people,
I gotta look.
yes, Grump, and
I gotta
yeah,
look this up. It sounds
you
fascinating.
gotta look that up. I was watching. I'm like,
Sounds fascinating. So did the
so is Sesame
so the
Street?
Sesame Street get their Simpsons
Did
on?
they
And
get their Simpsons on?
they made a prediction that like Trump just so Trump just been he been getting his ultimate living out all his fantasies. So a week before he worked at McDonald's.
And then they said McDonald's had the E. coli.
I saw that shit. That was hilarious. It's like I said, like right after that is when like the E. coli happened, which is hilarious.
I'm sorry, but you cannot make that shit up.
It's
Trump,
like you can't write like you can't write shit like that.
Trump works at McDonald's for a day, and then E. coli happens the next day.
Something with the quarter pounders or some shit happened. Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? Like,
Oh,
were they
shit.
just waiting to announce that? Did they just strategically wait
Oh,
to
they were
announce
sitting
that we
on
have
that.
E.
You know,
coli after he did?
people probably been had E. coli and shit. They just sat on that shit. It's like
Okay, Trump just left.
literally
We
they
have E.
sat on
coli
that.
now.
Literally they sat on that shit because E. coli comes from cow shit. So they literally sat on that shit. It's like they sat on that shit literally.
God, my
Um,
chest hurts.
but yeah, that whole garbage thing, it went like both sides benefited from garbage, which is wild. Because somebody says something dumb. It's like a comedian we never heard of and Joe Biden. Like both sides gained from that garbage line and shit, which is wild and shit. That garbage will become like an election issue and shit.
And here's the thing. I recently watched something, and so this is tied to the election because at the kids' school, they had a mock election on Friday. So they let the kids vote. And as parents, our job was to present unbiased because they gave us
Although
resources to
tell,
look.
although tell on my age, I did a mock election. My first mock election I did
Was
was
Reagan?
Reagan, Mondale, and shit. So you know what year that was, and you can kind of figure out how old I am.
Mine was Clinton, so you know how old I am.
Probably Clinton Bush. Probably
Mine was Clinton.
it was the Clinton Bush slash Ross Perot. Was that one?
It was that one, yeah.
I'm a sidebar before you tell your story. It's like I watched the documentary of I'll go down a YouTube rabbit hole. It was about Ross Perot's and when he ran for president in 1992 and shit. It was fucking fascinating. It's like Ross Perot almost like was a disruptor. He almost like
Mhm.
shook the system.
He did.
Was like going in, like Bush was like the clear front runner, like because nobody heard of Bill Clinton yet. Then it's like
Right.
he was an unknown. It's like Clinton was way behind. Perot jumps in and just he was just so charismatic and like
He
dude
was
was
a
like
billionaire who was just like, I'm just running.
yeah. He was like Trump before Trump, except people liked him. It's like he actually took the lead. Like he was leading the polls in like July.
Yeah, because Ross Perot got some good traction. He
Yeah,
did.
then mysteriously drops out of the election, and then like, he's like August, September. He gets back in October. By then, his momentum had died. It's like,
Mhm.
and by then, Clinton had started catching fire. He started playing the saxophone and shit
Yeah,
like
Clinton.
Clinton. People
When
started
he
saying,
became the
oh, this
first
Clinton
black
dude."
president,
Yeah, he became it. So that's how
roll my
Clinton
eyes.
is like. If Perot stays in, like Perot might have been president, which would have fucked up the two-party system
The
because he would have
two-party
ran as an
system.
independent and won. Like, yeah, he would have
Which they
like,
made fun of the Simpsons when the King and Kodos became it, and then he like,
yeah.
we've got a third candidate. Go ahead, throw your vote away. And they show Ross Perot punch through the head.
Yeah. He
He
takes
goes,
off his parole for president.
he punches it.
Yeah. Yeah. I was almost a disruptor in that particular
Mhm.
election. Cause like, oh, Ross Perot was kicked. Cause like I was young then, I wasn't really into politics like that. I remember Ross Perot being around, and like I
Mhm.
remember like if I wasn't old enough to vote yet, then if I had, I would have voted for Ross Perot that year. That's so likable he was. That's the guy I would have voted for. Like in the
And then they did
'90s.
him on all that. Like they had the girl, Katrina was doing, she did an impression of him on all that.
On
So,
they did it on Different World too when they did I think Charmaine played Ross Perot. They did like
mhm.
the candidates. Yeah, she did.
Yeah,
Different World. They did it there.
but Ross Perot was popular.
Yeah, that's the
He
guy I
was.
probably would have voted for. That's the one I liked. I remember doing that. And Ross
But
Perot years later came on and said they blackmailed him is why he originally dropped out, which is believable.
yeah,
They said,
I can
okay,
see
we got to
that.
get rid of this motherfucker. Both the Dems and the Republicans got together,
He
said
got his bull worth
we
on.
got to get rid of this mother. He was Jay Bullworth, yeah, basically. Had to get rid of him and shit because he was fucking shit up. But go ahead with your mock
But
election.
the kids did a mock election on Friday at their school. So then they sent us a link for like resources, because they was like, okay, so we want the kids to voice their opinion and, and actually do it. So I actually sat down. Like Khalil's was super because I mean, he's in first grade. So I mean,
Yeah, they really don't know shit. It's like, yeah,
like
like
Khalil was just like he pointed to who he's like, I like this person. He didn't really have a reason. And
yeah.
I put up some of the
Ariana, you know a little bit more. Like I was around that age when I first did a
Yeah,
mock.
he didn't really know that much. Like I pulled up the resource links that they had that I looked at online, and when I was trying to read and go through it, and Khalil was like, I said, "Okay, baby, you're done." I'm like, Ariana, I'm like, come on. So then when I did hers was more detailed, obviously, because she's 9. So hers was more detailed. And um they had this really good resource link on Ariana's where it linked it to Nickelodeon Kids Pick the President.
Hmm.
And like, if you guys have kids, pull it up. Kids Pick the President. Just Google it. You can find it on YouTube. Kids Pick the President, and it was a daughter and father, and they just went around. They were asking kids all around the country, like who they would vote for, and they put out different topics. Okay, topic like inflation, ask the kids about inflation. They ask the kids about healthcare. They ask the kids about education, like just different
You
topics about
can
what's
have one of
important to
those for
you.
adults and shit, damn it.
Thank you. But here's the kicker right here. These kids, because like a lot of these kids, it's like these were like they had kids as young as maybe like 10, 11, like that. And then they had kids that were old enough for like, this is gonna be my first election I'm voting in.
Yeah,
So they
kids
had like
that
a range of
actually
like maybe 10 to
are
like
at the
18.
voting age. Yeah, they had kids.
Maybe, yeah. It was like maybe I think like 10 to 18. I want to say that was like maybe
Those
the age
18s
range
will
of like
be
the
their
kids who
first
hear you.
election. Yeah, those eight, and which some of them are probably because you still be a senior in high school. Yeah, if you turn
Mm-hmm.
18 before, yeah, you can still be in high school.
Right.
Oh, yeah, so some of them will
And when they
probably.
showed the kids saying why they were going to vote, they was like, I'm going to vote for this person because I feel like they would do best with so and so, so and so. I'm going to vote for this person because I like the way they conduct business. Da 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 da. Like the way they would like articulating their responses. It was no name calling. It was no saying that you're trash if you vote for this, or you're stupid if you vote for this person,
Oh,
or this other person
you ain't black.
or this other person is, oh, this person isn't qualified to do their job. This person is an idiot. It was none of that. The kids, honestly, they just gave their point. I think that they care about education. I think they would get us on track with getting inflation down. I think they would get us on track with getting our education together. Like the way that they articulated, I'm like, why can't adults do that? These kids actually gave good answers about why they made their choice of who they wanted to vote for. But the way they laid out the list, they were just like, okay, your thoughts on this. And I broke down healthcare to Ariana because Ariana, she's young and she didn't, know about what the big thing is with healthcare. I was like, a lot of people don't have insurance. I was like, we have insurance. You go to the doctor, we just pay a copay for you to go to the doctor. We don't have to pay for all that because I have insurance through my job. I told Ariana how much it would have cost when I had her. I said, I got a bill for $20,000. I didn't have to pay that. I paid 250. And Ariana was like, so you saved over 19,000? Like, she calculated it out. I was like, that's what insurance does. Insurance covers that type of stuff. And she's like, whoa. I said, a lot of people don't have insurance, don't qualify, they don't have it on their job, and they don't have access to health care. So I broke that down to her. Real conversation as parents you need to have with your kids. Once your kids get of age, start talking to them of a certain age, start talking to them and make them aware of
The
the world outside your house, basically.
issues.
But watch that though. I said, like, even as an adult, like you may enjoy it. Watch it, even as an adult. It was a good program. But garbage.
Yeah, that whole garbage thing was hilarious. Like, especially Biden throwing that interception. I was like,
This is the fate of the United States. This is what's in our red or blue pill. This is what's in our hands. This is in our hands right now. But
what else?
vote.
The podcast rounds. I forget, like they've been doing their rounds, like on the podcasting. Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's Trump and Vance eventually they both sat down on Joe Rogan's podcast. Like Trump with like 3 hours and shit. Yeah, so it was
That
a
sounds about right.
definite conversation there. I watched about half of it. Like I didn't watch it all, but I watched about half of it. It was I was engaging. I was into it. Trump is Trump and shit. I was into it and shit. Yeah. And then Kamala went on Club Shay Shay. Like
Hmm.
she sat down. I don't know if you checked out any of
I
this.
saw like snippets, but I haven't checked out anything full.
The thing with her, the part that stood out to me, which yeah, I was about to get some heat and shit, but I don't give a
Oh
fuck.
Lord.
Janet Jackson was right, god damn it. It's like she's like distancing herself from the fucking the black questions and shit. Yeah, that's what because now she young black teenager that shit. That's what it sounded like to me. She's like, you have your family that's blood, and then you have your family that's love. It's like, she talked about how her aunts and uncles that are black are basically like weren't her aunts and uncles. They were just like motherfuckers that grew up like fake aunts and uncles and shit, like just niggas that she grew up around and shit. It's like, yeah. So
Which
she's like,
everybody has fake uncles and aunts. Well, I
yeah.
don't know. Like, well, I
So
mean, I know like we have a couple of.
it stood out to me like how every black relative it can't be like a fake uncle and
Yeah,
shit.
everyone can't be fake.
Like you gotta have some real niggas and
Yeah,
shit.
everyone
I
can't
mean,
be fake.
so like yeah, it sounded like she was getting in front of that because of the whole Candace Owens, because Candace Owens dedicated herself to this shit, like she like expose and shit. Like Candace Owens show has basically become about exposing how Kamala ain't black and shit. That has basically become the show and shit. It's like and she done pulled up a lot of receipts, so Kamala I think is kind of getting in front of that, saying
Mhm.
because some relatives weren't really relatives, is that's starting to come out, like especially a chick that was she said was her grandma, like it really wasn't. It's like
I never done the grandmother thing. Like I said, I've done like, like I said, like my kids have like, like I said, some of our close friends have been like their TT, whoever, or uncle, so and so. Like our close friends are like my kids' uncles and aunts. But I don't have like, I wouldn't do like a grandparent. That's I'm
right.
not doing all that. That's a bit much, but
So she did talk about that about your relatives by love is like that. So I'm like, oh, okay, we'll see what happens. It's like, it's like it's a little. Yeah, you might owe DL Hughley might owe Janet an apology, and I'll just leave that alone.
but the picture I saw her father looked like he was at least half to me. He looked half
We
to
gotta
me.
find this Negro. He been in hiding. It's
Right.
like
He looked
he's
half to
not
me.
dead. That's the
So,
thing. It's like yeah, with Donald Harris is like he's like that's the enigma right there because he
and
could
that's
be part black. He could just like what the word is his ancestry is Indian and Irish. That's what the word is
because he
coming
looked,
out as.
like I said, like I can't, I'm saying just looking,
I
I
don't
said
know.
he didn't look,
It's a lot of dark skinned Indians. That's the thing. It's
it
like
is.
I don't. We gotta talk to him. We gotta
It
find this
is. Like I
dude and
said,
talk
he
to him.
looked like he may have been
Like the whole Jamaican thing
half.
got people confused. Like people think Jamaican means black. It's like now Jamaica
No.
is like America. It's predominantly black, just like America is predominantly white. Just because we're
Hmm.
American don't mean you're automatically white. It's like yeah, like just because you're
Hmm.
Jamaican don't automatically mean you're black. It's like yeah.
And then they have like Chinese Jamaican. They
Chinese
do.
Jamaicans, is white Jamaicans, is like it's just
Hmm.
Jamaicans that are different races. That's what I'm saying. Like people think Jamaican just means you look like Bob Marley, and he was light skinned. He was
Yeah, he was
like
half white. Yeah, he
yeah,
was
he
half
was
white,
light
half
skinned.
white.
So there you
But you
go.
think it looked like Shabba Ranks. There you
Or
go.
Hussein Bolt. There we go. Like
Shabba Ranks. I'll go Shabba
I
Ranks.
go with you think of Usain Bolt like that's what I think of like just not every Jamaican looks like that. It's like it's
Like
Jamaicans.
the girls who ran the against Sha'Carri, the girls
Yeah,
who ran against
it's
her.
Jamaicans that are very white that are out there too, basically.
Yeah.
So like that's what we basically like I want somebody to sit down with him and shit, yeah. Like because he been Mr. Invisible and shit.
Yeah, like I said, because like the picture I saw, like I said, he definitely is not
He looks
Caucasian.
kind of like Barack, but but that is
So
that
I
is
said he has color. He
he look
definitely has
kind of
color
like
to his
he kind of looks
skin,
like
but
that like Barack is what he kind of looks like,
yeah,
yeah.
that's why I said he looks like he's like mixed. He looks mixed himself.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about every person who is a person of color isn't black. Like I said, because some people have very dark, like I say, people who have darker skin than me and they're not black. So it's like, you
Well,
know,
Indians that are way darker than
they
us.
have darker skin than me. And it's like, okay, you're
Like what's
not
the
black
chick like
though.
Mindy? Like she's dark. She's a dark skinned Indian. It's like that. It's like
Hmm.
big Mindy. You know, like the comedic actress.
Yeah, Mandy, Kaling, yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, she's dark. Yeah, and she's Indian.
Hmm.
So it's I want somebody to sit down with him, but it ain't gonna happen. Like we ain't gonna hear from him till after this election. I bet. Like this, we ain't gonna hear from
I
him.
think it's like her race shit has never been brought into play.
Yeah,
That's just the whole
it's the
thing.
thing. Like I blame the Negroes more than it. Cause you kept trying to she's the first black this, the first black that. Just why does that matter? Just like can she do the
Hmm.
job? Is she the right president for you? Like this should be you
Hmm.
should focus on her agenda, not her race. But niggas
Yeah.
want it to be about her race so much.
Yeah, it's like you
Now
just
you got
shouldn't
people
have
calling it
brought.
out, so now you're trying to run from it. It's like you should have never been about her race. Yeah. Just like
Right.
the job is like, is she the right person? Would you rather have her or Trump? Like, who do you want to have? Like, decide that. Like, who would you
Like
rather
the
have?
kids. The
Yeah,
kids didn't say about, well, she's like, well, one girl did say it as a black woman. One girl did say, only one person said that. But for the most part, all
I'll
the
even
kids.
give you the gender thing. It's like, yeah, what you want to see the first woman president, but like the
Mhm.
race thing is like, it was dumb because is especially her race is in question now, and that could tank your fucking campaign and
Yeah,
shit.
so I think that was stupid, like just making it be about her race and then becoming obsessed with her race is like what makes it stupid.
Yeah, but we'll see what
To
happens.
me, it does because
We
it's
got
like
we
at
got
the end of the day,
we
it's
got
like
24 hours left, like as this airs. It's like,
can you do the job? That's just my bottom line with anybody.
mm,
Can you do the job? What are you capable of? Like obviously, like I said, as a black person, I said we're the minority. Like I said, I prefer not being funny. I prefer to go to a black owned business because I want to support black owned businesses.
yeah,
But if it's not a black owned business that is the thing that I particularly need, that like let's say I need my garage door repaired or whatever. It's like if I don't find a black owned business that does that, then it's like, okay, I'm gonna find the next, like, okay, who's the best? Let me look at these Google reviews. Oh,
yeah.
they got 4.8 stars out of 5. Okay.
And me,
You know,
my
yeah, I'm
thing
gonna
is,
be
here's how I approach it. I want the best person available to do the job. If they happen to be black, that's a bonus. That's all. That's
Mhm.
my approach. It's like if it's black, say, oh, even better. It's like, yeah, but yeah, first and foremost, I want the best person available to
Yeah,
do it.
absolutely.
So it's like, yeah,
Absolutely. So I look at them Google reviews.
yeah.
Okay, you got 4.6. Okay. Okay, you got 2 stars. No, I'm not going there. 2 out of 5. I can't do 2 out of 5. Can't do that.
I ain't gonna tell the story about when I was looking for an apartment years ago and the Google review I read on that shit.
Yikes. Okay, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing
When you
that.
tell somebody black definitely wrote that review, and I'll leave it at that.
But I
Certain
do look at the
things,
reviews to see how,
especially and once again, something that had nothing to do with
yes, I
yeah,
look at, are you a rude person? Like what's your customer
the
service?
rude thing, but one of the things had nothing to
Yeah,
do
that was goofy. I worked customer service for many years, so I
with that
mean,
story someday. I just don't feel like telling it right now.
I worked it for many years, so I know what it's like to exhibit exemplary customer service. So when I go in places and I'm like, like
But
you shouldn't work around people if you don't like people.
well, I think it's a good time we about to wrap up. I didn't even get to mention what's his name, Blago. Blago, he's back out in the new. He was on Tucker Carlson's podcast. Very interesting chat they had. It's like, I watched that. Like I said, I've been watching a lot of political podcasts. Like, I watched Umar Johnson on Nick Cannon. There's a lot of shit I've been watching. I didn't get through that one. I watched about like the
Went
first
to
like
school going open.
Nick should have definitely asked that shit. I watched about the first 20 minutes of
When's
that.
your school going open? Because it was supposed to open this year, but it didn't.
The open yet. So it does. I've been watching a lot of that, like a lot of podcasts lately. The Blago on Tucker Carlson was good, but we don't have time to talk about that right now. So let's wrap it up. Not another damn podcast, episode 385. Definitely appreciate you supporting us. Give us a like. You want to support us further. Also, subscribe, share, rate, review on all your platforms, talking Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, YouTube, your Amazon Alexa devices. Follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, TikTok, and X. Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well. We also forgot to talk about Brandon Johnson and the whole school board president nonsense that went on. Forgot all about that shit. Local politics, but go ahead.
And you could check me at MSIMA8626 on Instagram, TikTok, and X. Also, SER8GLIEY1 on X, SER8GLIEY7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page and check out straightgully.com for your blogs and your vlogs.
I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
We will talk to you later.
Bye.
I'm gone.